Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, April 8th, at 3:28 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 752 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. 2 men arrested after punching Asian couple at Ontario Mills Mall. Arizona man charged in scheme targeting sex offenders. Climate change, electric trucks can compete with diesel ones. Lawyer for Gates associate who will likely strike a plea deal. I am sure Matt Gaetz is not feeling very comfortable today. Biden's $2.3 trillion infrastructure plan can help build roads out of poverty. Egyptologists find vast millennia-old lost golden city. Kansas Senate Majority Leader called a police officer donut boy after arrest following a wrong-way highway chase, court docs say. Psaki backtracks on Biden's false gun show background check claim. Man who shipped himself 2 whales from Australia in a crate searching for Irish friends who help him. Trump's judicial appointments worsened racial diversity in the federal courts. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. General Motors and Ford halt production at more factories as global semiconductor shortage worsens, The Washington Post. Facebook and Instagram are down, The Verge. Dow Jones Futures, Nasdaq races toward highs as tech leaders break out, set up, Apple, Shopify among 14 stocks to watch, Investors Business Daily. U.S. increasingly concerned by Russian military threat to Ukraine, The Guardian. YouTuber records himself trespassing at SpaceX's Starship facilities, The Verge. Key figure in Matt Gaetz probe likely cooperating with federal prosecutors, Politico. AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, how common are blood clots and should I be worried, CNN. Mets rally to win home opener on controversial walk-off hit by pitch, New York Post. Pelosi still thinks Biden has southern border under control, despite record-breaking numbers, Fox News. Alabama-Amazon union vote, here are the latest December ballot count numbers, AL.com. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Chadwick Boseman honored as Best Actor by African American Film Critics Association. 21 little tidying tasks professional organizers do every single day. And Beats, groundbreaking SNL comedy writer, dead at 74. Women of Matt Gaetz's office defend him in written statement, but none actually signed it. Reigning Mrs. World arrested after pulling crown off Mrs. Sri Lanka. Florida GOP wants to take on cancel culture by secretly recording professors. Spotify quietly deletes controversial episodes of The Joe Rogan Experience. 911, Lone Star actor Ronan Rubinstein, I fully identify as bisexual. See You at Babylon, Queer as Folk is getting a reboot at Peacock. New York to give thousands to undocumented workers hard hit by coronavirus. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Man's 16th marathon raises money for rare disease. At least 41 violations of plant shut down by fire. Little girl has big job on MLS construction site. Judge blocks enforcement of face mask order. Cancer patient fights to keep treatment center open. Plano police to halt low-level cannabis arrests. Lost wedding ring returned through social media. Woman says someone threw acid on her dog. Message in a bottle discovered after 7-year journey. Ranger explains purpose of recent prescribed burns. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Floyd showed signs of brain injury before officer relented, expert says. Amazon union vote count is underway in Alabama. Ghost guns, vaccines, Prince, your Thursday evening briefing. Philip Adams, former NFL player, is suspect in South Carolina shooting. Cultural venues' quest for billions in federal aid is halted by glitch. This is what judicial activism looks like on the Supreme Court. Former-in-law of Trump executive gives prosecutors boxes of documents. As U.S. prospects brighten, Fed's Powell sees risk in global vaccination pace. In them, a black family is haunted by real-life monsters. Do Patricia Highsmith novels make good films? The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Police call to Meghan Markle, Prince Harry's California mansion 9 times in as many months. Cubs break out of slump, slipped by reeling Pirates 4-2. Racist graffiti in Michigan dorm written by black student, report. Fox Sports' Jeff Gordon tested positive for COVID-19 after getting vaccine. Women in Matt Gaetz' office issue anonymous statement of support amid sex allegations. Trump endorses GOP Kentucky Senator Rand Paul for re-election in 2022. Michael Conforto's questionable hit by pitch with bases loaded lifts Mets to win in home opener. New York Times frets over religious rights winning streak at Supreme Court. Macri responds to Fauci acknowledging COVID natural immunity, I'm glad he's now changing his tune. Scientists slam WHO China report, demand full investigation into COVID-19 origins. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, April 8th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. UFOs, mysterious series of lights spotted streaking across Texas skies. Will Augusta weather soften a firm Masters course? Adhir Kalyan and Parker Young describe United States eval as a heartfelt American story. It's a miracle, owner reunites with beloved dog lost 5 years ago. 2021 NFL Draft, Benjamin Saint just confident he'll make an impact, I'm a sure pick. Report, Rosie O'Donnell's New Jersey house to be demolished and transformed into affordable housing. Unreleased Prince album from 2010, focusing on social justice, to be released this summer. LA Sheriff says unsafe speed was primary cause of Tiger Woods' crash, no sign of impairment. New book Policing Black Athletes, Racial Disconnect in Sports examines Colin Kaepernick's protest, that has become the lightning rod for outrageous protest. Stimulus check latest, will you receive a fourth relief payment? The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Facebook, Instagram Messenger and WhatsApp are down worldwide. Toxicologist says fentanyl in George Floyd's system had metabolized. Ashley King reveals daughter Azalea could have just days to live amid leukemia battle. Kate Garraway's husband Derek is home after spending more than a year in intensive care. Hotelier Sir Richard Lexington Sutton, 83, stabbed to death at his $2 million Dorset home. Puppies can be so taxing, former Chancellor George Osborne gets the runaround from his Labrador. Is Joe Biden to blame for this? Thousands have dashed to the border triggering heartbreaking scenes. J&J vaccinations paused at North Carolina site after 18 people had adverse reactions. 1 in 10 people who had mild COVID-19 are still left with lingering symptoms 8 months later. Republicans threaten to use the courts to try to undo Joe Biden's new gun control actions. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Has Italy been vaccinating the wrong people? Its daily coronavirus death toll suggests so. Reigning Mrs. World pageant winner arrested after plucking Mrs. Sri Lanka's crown from her head. Biden administration slaps export controls on Chinese firms for aiding PLA weapons development. Days of violence in Northern Ireland blamed in part on Brexit. AstraZeneca safety concerns come amid high demand in lower-income nations. A 3,000-year-old lost golden city has been unearthed in Egypt. 6-foot lizard discovered scaling shelves of beverage section in Thai 7-Eleven. Mexico expects a constant and growing flow of migrants. Turkey's leader met to EU presidents, the woman among them didn't get a chair. Turkey rejects claims of sexist snub towards von der Leyen. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors. The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. Coronavirus live news. Australia, Netherlands and Philippines latest to limit use of AstraZeneca vaccine. The Masters 2021, first round, live. Chauvin trial told a healthy person would have died under same circumstances as George Floyd, live. Biden condemned U.S. gun violence as an international embarrassment as he announces new actions, live. U.S. increasingly concerned by Russian military threat to Ukraine. Thomas Hull's ruins Arsenal's night as Slavia Prague snatch last gasp equalizer. Rashford's finishing touch helps Manchester United sink Granada. White House expresses concern over Northern Ireland violence, video. Facebook will not notify more than 530 users exposed in 2019 breach. MRS, world arrested for grabbing crown from head of MRS, Sri Lanka. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Associate of Matt Gaetz could cooperate with probe as part of plea deal, prosecutors. Manchin's firm stance on filibuster, reconciliation threatens ambitious Biden agenda. 1 dead, 4 critically injured in office shooting, possible suspect in custody. Chip shortage forces more production cuts by GM, Ford. Countries worldwide hit new records for virus cases, deaths. McConnell's home state bridge symbol of infrastructure standoff with Biden. New York City police arrest man for 3 separate attacks on Asian Americans. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Philip Adams, South Carolina shooting suspect named as former NFL player. George Floyd died from lack of oxygen, not fentanyl, says expert. Ukraine conflict, Moscow could defend Russia-backed rebels. U.S. gun violence, Biden takes action on international embarrassment. INA, Macron scraps French leader's elite training school. COVID patient receives world's first living donor lung transplant. Italian man offer €10,000 in Bitcoin to maim ex-partner. Norway death, police ask how Oslo man's body lay in flat for 9 years. Kyrgyzstan, fury over death of bride kidnapping victim. Zach Avery, Hollywood actor arrested over $690 scam scheme. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Derek Chauvin trial live, doctor testifying for prosecution says what Mr. Floyd was subjected to would kill healthy person. Gun control, gun rights reaction on Biden plan. Expert at Derek Chauvin trial testifies that George Floyd suffocated because officers restrained him face down and handcuffed. Nothing makes sense, former NFL player Philip Adams shot, killed 5 people, including family, in South Carolina, police say. Texas police say several victims shot at Kentmore Cabinets in Bryan, suspect at large. Dr. Robert Leslie and family among those killed by Philip Adams in South Carolina shooting, what we know. AP Top Stories April 8th p. Danielle Brooks stands in solidarity with the Asian community. 2 granted bail in Manchester youth rape case. Doctor takes jury through Floyd's final moments. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Long Beach opens COVID-19 vaccine access to residents 16 and older. Earthquake, 3.6 quake recorded near Ridgecrest, California. Empty, unlabeled pill bottle found in Tiger Woods' backpack but was deemed irrelevant to crash. Los Angeles public schools will begin reopening next week. Here's what you need to know. California unveils sweeping wildfire prevention plan amid record fire losses and drought. South African and Brazilian coronavirus variants land in LA. Citing high wildfire risk, judge halts construction of massive Tejon Ranch development. Here's how Californians who aren't vaccine eligible are getting it anyway, without cheating. Less distancing, no COVID tests, LAUSD parents seek court order to force wider reopening. Space Force acquisitions and tech division will be based in LA area. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, April 8th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. As the climate crisis grows, a movement gathers to make ecocide an international crime against the environment. U.S. considering sending warships to Black Sea amid Russia-Ukraine tensions. COVID-19 hasn't slowed global warming, Earth's carbon dioxide levels highest in over 3 million years, NOAA says. Italian PM calls Turkey's Erdogan a dictator. Israel on Thursday said it has formally decided not to cooperate with an International Criminal Court war crimes investigation into the situation in the occupied Palestinian territories. Slovak drug agency says it cannot back Sputnik V vaccine due to lack of data. Rolls-Royce has best quarter in 116 years, as the wealthy snap up $400,000 luxury cars. Third of Antarctic ice shelf area at risk of collapse as planet warms. 34% of the area of all Antarctic ice shelves, around 500,000 square kilometers, including 67% of ice shelf area on the Antarctic Peninsula, would be at risk of destabilization under foresee of warming. Russia-Ukraine border crisis, Merkel demanded Putin reduce Russian troops around Ukraine. UK setting up $77 million fund to help fleeing Hong Kong migrants settle down. Russia says it could be forced to protect its citizens in East Ukraine, TASS. The European Court of Human Rights, ECHR, has backed the Czech Republic in its requirement for mandatory preschool vaccinations. The case was brought by families who were fined or whose children were refused entry to preschools because they had not been vaccinated. 11 killed as Myanmar protesters fight troops with handmade guns, firebombs, media. Myanmar military attach has occupied Myanmar embassy in London, logging Myanmar's ambassador out of his embassy. The next headlines are from Forbes. Chauvin's defense faces uphill battle after multiple experts testify Floyd died of oxygen deficiency. Team behind Law and Order, organized crime talk about Stabler's evolution, SVU crossovers, and new methods of storytelling. Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram face outages. America's 25 best restaurants for outdoor dining, OpenTable releases its latest diner reviewed list. Diddy faces backlash over hypocritical call to spend more on black businesses. Texas could lose billions if voting restrictions become law, study finds. Texas police looking for suspects after mass shooting. Everyone has secrets in HBO's Kate Winslet-helmed mayor of Easttown. Trump's potential Wisconsin fees could top $250,000 for bogus election lawsuit. The 10 most cost-effective plug-in hybrids for 2021. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Brain cell bouquet and snaps from Mars, March's best science images. A Guide to Plan S, the Open Access Initiative Shaking Up Science Publishing. Author correction, dense sampling of bird diversity increases power of comparative genomics. What manta rays remember, the best spots to get spruced up. COVID research updates, new coronavirus variants muscle aside potent antibodies. A hurricane wrecks Monkey Island, and leads to new monkey friendships. Author correction, protecting the global ocean for biodiversity, food and climate. Less is more, why our brains struggle to subtract. Heating freezes electrons in twisted bilayer graphene. Am I arguing with the machine? AI debaters highlight need for transparency. The world population update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,697,378,717 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Voyager's director Neil Burger on channeling Lord of the Flies in space. Music industry moves. Universal Music Canada names Cardinal official senior VP of A&R. Taylor Swift fans share notes on how to make the old Fearless disappear. Facebook, Instagram users report widespread outages. Disneyland reopening, Avengers Campus 2 open on June 4th at California Adventure. Zhang Yimou's Cliffwalkers to debut in US Day and Date with China. Annie Gonzalez, Sofia Catana join ABC comedy pilot Bucktown. Power of Law 2021, the top music attorneys. Chi McBride joins Pete Holmes in CBS Pro Bowling comedy pilot. Rachel Linnett wins 2021 Yale Drama Series Prize exclusive. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Frequently asked questions, what is a vaccine passport, and what are these credentials used for? The vaccine passport debate actually began in 1897 over a plague vaccine. For operators of shuttered arts venues, financial assistance arrives at last. Fresh unrest in Northern Ireland sparks comparisons to the Troubles. It has to stop. Biden takes initial action on guns, calls on Congress to do more. Opinion, don't help China by hyping risk of war over Taiwan. Why is the Amazon union vote count taking so long? Ex-college track coach charged in scheme soliciting nude photos from female students. Stop lying, Muslim rights group sues Facebook over claims it removes hate groups. Chauvin trial, expert says George Floyd died from a lack of oxygen not fentanyl. The following headlines are from The Week. Christopher Meloni explains why he has so much cake. Jamila Jamil couldn't resist weighing in on the Khloe Kardashian photo scandal. Hailey Baldwin is still upset about being called not nice in that viral TikTok. What Netflix's new movie deal with Sony means for the streaming wars. The Daily Gossip, Caitlyn Jenner has reportedly teamed up with Trump's former campaign manager, Christopher Meloni's caboose goes viral, and more. The week's good news, April 8, 2021. Matt Gaetz's office released a statement from his women staffers. No actual women are named in the letter. Matt Gaetz' associate is reportedly likely cooperating with prosecutors. Biden calls for Congress to act on gun violence. Enough prayers, time for some action. Former NFL player reportedly identified as suspect in South Carolina shooting. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Writer Rick Bass fights for 20 grizzly bears. Texas is considering a violence prevention effort outside of law enforcement, without challenging gun rights head-on. Loose at Midnight reimagines blackouts, polar vortexes, and environmental justice in San Antonio. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. The winding road to net zero leads offshore. The next headlines are from Universe Today. An intermediate mass black hole discovered through the gravitational lensing of a gamma-ray burst. Perseverance captured this image of a rainbow on Mars, but it's just a lens flare in the rover's camera. Mars helicopter survives its first night on Mars, is getting ready to fly. Here's a strange rock that Perseverance shot with its laser. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, April 8th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. The closest extragalactic fast radio burst yet? 5 ways fish are like you and me. 100 days of sunspots. Use the Big Dipper to find the Little Dipper. Guatemala's Paquea volcano still erupting. Alpha Centauri, star system closest to our sun. Juno finds a new auroral feature on Jupiter. Scientists detect X-rays from Uranus. The Coma cluster contains thousands of galaxies. The next news is from Politico. Biden's first 100 days. Biden's quiet breakthrough in talking about race. Expert, lack of oxygen killed George Floyd, not drugs. Prison's chief set to face congressional grilling. Run, 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 Trump prods undecided Johnson to seek re-election. Florida sues Biden administration over cruise restrictions. Letter, top federal watchdog probing State Department following hacks. Key figure in Matt Gaetz probe likely cooperating with federal prosecutors. Biden lays out executive orders to curb international embarrassment of gun violence. Pivotal GOP senator isn't giving up on gun deal with Biden. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Your daily horoscope for Friday, April 9th. After preparing for the games in the garage, Tokyo looms for Aussie teen sport climber. Cartoons of the week. Best of Cartoons, April 9th, 2021. We need another hospital, AMA says at least 500 beds needed to solve WA hospital crisis. Crazy news, woman falls pregnant while already pregnant. AstraZeneca chief under fire for staying in Australia during vaccine setback. Are massage guns worth the hype, and the big bucks? Boy's body found at popular Gold Coast hinterland swimming hole. Teen stabbed to death at Brisbane CBD park. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Michael Sincere's long-term trader, stocks short-term signals are bullish but Peter Lynch's long-term investing advice still applies. Deep dive, these creative destruction stocks are where you should be looking for winners now. The Moneyest, I received $2 1,400 stimulus payments because I was also claimed as a dependent, should I give one back? The Wall Street Journal, U.S. aiming for global tax agreement to focus on fewer than 100 companies. Newswatch, we've reached a tipping point on Bitcoin adoption, Fidelity's Tom Jessup says. The 30-something Cohen consolidates power at GameStop, and the Reddit crowd cheers, but the stock is so-so. City Watch, as New York coffers recover from a crushing year, how dependent is the city on federal funding? Market Snapshot, tech shares push S&P 500 to another record after Powell asserts dovish tone. Here's what to know as Harbour Energy becomes London's top independent oil and gas group. G20 nearer to a deal on minimum corporate tax rate. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Badol, what's at risk when the government goes margin in, BioWorld Online. Brazilian Supreme Court grants preliminary injunction that puts pharmaceutical patents at risk, Lixology. The Promises and Perils of 6G Technology. Quinn Emanuel Urquhart and Sullivan, LLP, JD Supra. China on a mission to turn junk patents into treasure. South China Morning Post. 5 high-profile device company court battles, Medtronic, Smith plus nephew and more, Becker's Orthopedic and Spine. Teva aims to revoke rival's blood transfusion drug patent, Law 360. What the future may hold, patent analyst Kavita Anaji aims to turn big ideas into big things. MarketScreener.com. Could more U.S. chip production lead to price increases? Fierce Electronics. Nokia's battle with Lenovo over patents is over. What do you need to know, Barron's? Intuitivex welcomes John Cronin as board member to strengthen IP and commercialization efforts. iNews. The next headlines are from Quartz. Why Hollywood keeps enabling abusive movie moguls, even after Me Too. U.S. teens are flocking to a Chinese e-commerce site you've never heard of. How online scammers fooled one of Africa's biggest fintech startups. Should India open up the COVID-19 vaccines for all age groups? India is now clocking the highest number of fresh COVID-19 infections in the world. Elon's secret sauce. AstraZeneca clot worries, JP Morgan's new buzzwords, misbehaving muons. Twitter has officially recognized the Milk Tea Alliance. To tackle the raging second wave, India needs faster updates to its COVID-19 treatment protocols. Silence is the most misunderstood negotiation superpower. The following headlines are from TechDirt. NYPD training document shows how a terrorist response group was weaponized to attack protesters. Republicans using incredibly sketchy and manipulative dark patterns to dupe people into donating way more than intended. Uninformed legislators shoot down right to repair legislation in Colorado. Daily deal, Trio 3-in-1 aluminum desktop charging stand. Lawyer whose main claim to fame is suing a news org to get it shut down, now complains about cancel culture. Russia ramps up censorship beef with Twitter using deep packet inspection tech. Torrent Freak continues to get DMCA takedown notices despite not hosting infringing material. Content moderation case study, NASA footage taken down by YouTube moderation, 2012. Fourth Circuit Appeals Court takes aim at police officers' training and expertise assertions. Driven mad by its hatred for big U.S. internet companies, French government implements EU Digital Services Act before it even exists. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Arsenal. Brooks Koepka. Richard Akoroi. Lee Elder. Europa League. Biden gun control. Khloe Kardashian photo. Philip Adams. 21 pilots. Jupiter's legacy. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Russian Yeti hoax, Siberian governor made officials dress up as Bigfoot in hopes of tourist boom. Facebook and Instagram go down for reasons unknown, something went wrong. Hunter Biden's laptop was his all along, claims Daily Mail's forensic expert, verifying drugs, prostitution and porn pics. Reports of multiple people shot at Texas store, suspect remains at large. Crowds of youths pelted an Irish police with stones on Belfast's nationalist Springfield Road, videos. Who is David Chipman, Biden's gun czar nominee defended Waco, spent decade in anti-gun activism. God, help me hate white people, Associate Theology Prof penned vitriolic anti-white prayer for a bestseller book on knit list. Millionaire and one of UK's richest men, Sir Richard Sutton, stabbed to death at country mansion. I joked I wasn't in pain. At that moment, he broke my leg. Russian MMA star details injury as he fights on with fractured limb. Almost 19,000 unaccompanied minors entered the U.S. from Mexico in March alone, largest monthly number ever. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Biden Commerce Secretary admits Trump's steel and aluminum tariffs saved American jobs. We're going to need more cocaine. GPO plans to launch 24-hour-a-day trading in VIX, SPX options. Reddit traders send us soaring after hours following big JP Morgan block sale. Ex-NFL player behind horrific mass murder suicide in South Carolina home. Credit Suisse tightens hedge fund lending as senator demands answers from banks on Archegos blow-up. Financial tyranny, footing the tax bill for the government's fiscal insanity. U.S. mole sending warships into Black Sea to be ready to respond to Ukraine crisis. NY rewards illegal aliens with COVID relief checks 10 times amount given to American citizens. Biden just declared war on millions of law-abiding gun owners. Dollar dump sparks bid for bonds, bullion, Bitcoin, and big tech. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. 1 killed, 4 critically injured in Texas shooting. World food prices continue to soar, hitting nearly 7-year high. What you need to know about ghost guns Biden wants to regulate. White House moles nearly doubling Obama's climate pledge. Israel to tell ICC it does not recognize court's authority. Powell, economy will not be confident until world is vaccinated. U.S., which vaccine is best, the one you can get first, experts say. Amazon union vote, ballot tallying underway in Alabama. George Floyd died due to lack of oxygen, not drugs, doctor. Dr. Congo, dozens detained in Beni during anti-UN protests. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Joe Biden declares no amendment to the Constitution is absolute in gun control speech. Elizabeth Warren, the Senate must finally act to impose gun control measures. 7 awkward moments from Joe Biden's gun control announcement. Dingle, Dems won't support Biden infrastructure plan without SALT consideration. Cuomo's New York, illegal aliens to get $15,600 in taxpayer-funded checks. 275 sheriffs, Joe Biden unleashed a predictable illegal immigration crisis. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio defends coronavirus relief funds for illegal aliens. China imprisons wire woman for crying over jailed husband. Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker says no to vaccine passports. Watch, AOC incoherent on Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The next headlines are from UPI News. Michigan man finds lost $150,000 Powerball ticket days before expiration. Watch, TikTok helps find owners of GoPro camera that spent 4 years underwater. 20-25 monkeys escape during construction project at German zoo. Look, baby fox is rescued from storm drain in Massachusetts. Watch, Army captain runs a mile in bomb disposal suit for world record. Website offers $1,000 to binge watch home improvement shows. Watch, model train plays 2,840 notes of classical music for Guinness record. Watch, Cincinnati police probe reported sightings of loose monkeys. Washington couple win lottery twice with tickets from the same store. Watch, Superman's 1938 first appearance sells for a record $3.25. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Mind-bending pictures of the moon with inverted colors shows where magma once flowed. Compounds in amber could help fight drug-resistant bacteria superbugs, scientists find. Particle mystery deepens as strong new evidence hints at fifth force in nature. Global telescope creates exquisite map of black hole's swirling magnetic field. Hollywood legend Dick Van Dyke hands out money to struggling people standing in line for jobs. Dog saved from icy river after 4 days gets adopted by rescuer, and a new name miracle. Amid the green funeral movement, scattering ashes ensures these forests remain pristine forever. A morning cup of coffee not only charges you up, but the leftovers have reinvigorated forests. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, April 8th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Monkeys thought to have escaped private collection on loose in Cincinnati. Mulligan, golfers consult rulebook after ball lands on alligator's back at SC course. This man is looking for the friends that helped nail him in a crate and nail him home from Australia. Minnesota woman sets field, swamp on fire in maple syrup mishap. Egypt's first female ship captain falsely accused of blocking Suez. Power drinkers, Aussie brewer offers beer for excess solar energy. Bill Hong had $20 billion, then lost it all in 2 days. An interview with a man who keeps uploading my feed to WikiFeed. Home inspector caught on camera pleasuring himself with Elmo doll. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Armored Brigade is even more fun with this fantastic World War II mod. Intel's new AI helps you get just the right amount of hate speech in your game chat. AI helps recreate painting hidden under a Picasso masterpiece. The Black Rover electric skateboard is the perfect 2021 answer to neighborhood travel. Lock in a year of PlayStation Plus and a lifetime of VPN Unlimited, both for under $50. Spot the robot dog enlists in the French army, battery, dies. Should countries ever respond to cyber attacks with physical force? 85% of cars sold in Norway last month were electric. How to check COVID-19 vaccination numbers in your area. What's it going to take to perfect self-driving cars? The following headlines are from Science Daily. Could Mario Kart teach us how to reduce world poverty and improve sustainability? COVID-19 causes unexpected cellular response in the lungs, research finds. Engineering researchers visualized the motion of vortices in superfluid turbulence. Rewriting evolutionary history and shape future health studies. New pig brain maps facilitate human neuroscience discoveries. Modern human brain originated in Africa around 1.7 million years ago. Chronic sinus inflammation appears to alter brain activity. Researchers illuminate mystery of sea turtles' epic migrations. Green chemistry and biofuel, the mechanism of a key photoenzyme decrypted. 2 studies support key role for immune system in shaping SARS-CoV-2 evolution. The next headlines are from Information Week. Fangraphs tags a cloud database to keep up with the big show. CIO best practices for communicating about disaster. Experience Identity GM addresses industry's post-COVID challenges. Do executives help or hinder agile teams? This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, April 8th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA awards Global Change Research Support Services contract. NASA selects innovative, early-stage tech concepts for continued study. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Gordon Munson, The Good Book and a Greek Tragedy foretold the Utah Jazz's fortune and fate 2,000 seasons ago. Biden's call for red flag laws falls on deaf ears in the Utah legislature. Utah's Danny Drews is the Pac-12 Volleyball Player of the Year. Utes get 4 all Pac-12 honors. Here's where you'll still have to wear a mask after Utah's mandate ends Saturday. Exclusive, we will circle all the wagons. Newly obtained emails show San Juan County's push to reduce bears' ears. Update, Deb Haaland tours Bears ears as push for a larger monument than Obama declared begins. Weekly Run, are recent shooting woes by the shooting-dependent Utah Jazz cause for concern? 42,000 more Utahns got COVID-19 vaccines, while 10 more died from the virus. Salt Lake City reissues mask order, this time with more detail about public gatherings. Eye on the why, Zach Wilson better get ready for the bright lights. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Reddit-fueled penny stock 6,400% rally reversing in Sydney. FTC urges courts not to dismiss Facebook antitrust case. Wix and their dirty tricks. A software problem is breaking some early Mustang Mach-E's. Amazon warns Texas, don't pass bill that would drive up wind power costs. Intel's dystopian anti-harassment AI lets users opt in for some racism. Hackers scrape data from 500 million LinkedIn users, and have posted it for sale online. Australian minister's phone hacked as report reveals Hong Kong link. GM slows production in some plants due to semiconductor chip shortage. UK software reseller sues Microsoft for $370 million. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. 1 dead, 4 hospitalized after Bryan, Texas shooting. Jefferson County man charged with 2019 murder after body found. Creative contest, Eckert needs your help designing this year's healthcare hero corn maze. Photo gallery, double rainbows spotted after Wednesday's storm. Happy 7th Emos Day St. Louis. Total eclipse of sun in Missouri and Illinois on April 8, 2024. Video, how Cardinals ground crew roll up the tarp on opening day 2021. Blues captain's message helps a doctor win her own battle with cancer. Elvis the dog rescued after being stuck in a pipe for 2 days. Major case squad investigates man murdered at a Cahokia laundromat. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Older asylum seekers at Tijuana migrant camp demanding COVID-19 vaccine. COVID-19 variants confirmed in Baja California, third wave will be much worse, health officials say. Facebook and Instagram back online after widely reported outage. Musician sues Grand Theft Auto publisher over alleged copyright infringement. Minivan driver gets boxed in by Big Rig to end South Bay police chase. Chula Vista couple accused of real estate fraud scheme. Police, gasoline used to fuel house fire in apparent murder-suicide. Victim, accused killer identified in shooting near trolley station. SeaWorld to reopen theme park attractions next week. The next headlines are from SpookNews.com. Alleged Chinese spies indicted in Taiwan for money laundering, focus Taiwan. Top Biden cyber official, SolarWinds breach could turn from spying to destruction in a moment. Interpol warrant issued for suspecting Yale student's death. France's distance learning under stress, Hafnium's operations prepped by data breaches, Sino-Indian cyber conflict 5G security. Former Smith County cheer coach indicted after hidden camera reportedly found in bathroom. Date set for Missouri's second elk hunting season. Tony Shalhoub answers every question we have about Spy Kids. China's techno-authoritarianism has gone global. Chinese combat and spy ships monitor Taiwan missile tests. 2023 BMW X1 spy shots, redesigned X1 crossover to offer electric option. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Russian Navy sends more landing crafts into Black Sea. Sikorsky releases new video of Defiant X helicopter. DARPA awards 2 contracts to buy systems for cutting-edge electronic warfare technology. France conducts massive drills of its strategic nuclear forces. Russian atomic mortars spotted moving toward border with Ukraine. U.S. Air Force names newest fighter jet Eagle II. South Korea to develop new military transport plane. Stephen Blank, Biden administration must provide F-15 jets to Ukraine. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Chinese brands and sneaker scalpers seize their moment amid Xinjiang cotton row. China's new youth, the diverse post-Tiananmen generation shaping the country. China unveils new law against teacher-student romances at elementary and secondary schools. Zhang's Hexin, a tragedy of the Cultural Revolution. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, April 8, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. California plans $536 million to fight wildfires. Facebook and Instagram back online after outage. Disneyland reopening, what to know about the theme park changes as ticket sales set to start. 1 dead, 4 hospitalized in Texas shooting. Bay Area teens create Twitter bot with vaccine appointment alerts. 5 years later, search continues for missing toddler Ariana Fitz, see the new sketch. Can you drink alcohol after getting the COVID-19 vaccine? Facebook confirms data was stolen, doesn't plan to notify the 533 million users. Woman with longest nails in the world finally cuts them. Are some COVID vaccines more effective than others? The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. AP News in brief at 6:04 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Illinois set single-day vaccination record as worry over variants grows. Student art show in St. Charles. Six Flags Hurricane Harbor to open May 29th with world's tallest water coaster. Business mentors needed for virtual program for Paladine area students. 1 killed in Deer Park 3 vehicle crash. Biden tightens some gun controls, says much more needed. Could a write-in candidate unseat a Des Plaines alderman? Naperville motorcyclist killed in Lyle crash Wednesday. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Crane capital no more, this U.S. city just beat Seattle for most construction cranes in the sky. Rare celebrity orca whales TLUK and chainsaw spotted in the Salish Sea near Washington. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Malawi, Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC, Namibia, Zambia. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, China, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Green alert for tropical cyclone Sarah to 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.5 m, depth, 77.7 km, in United States August 4, 2021, 1710 UTC, about 1,000 people within 100 kilometers. Green alert for tropical cyclone 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, April 8th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from Cipher Brief Security News and High-Level Analysis. The Pentagon's all hell breaking loose scenario for climate change. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Derek Chauvin trial live coverage, ex-cop never took knee off George Floyd's neck, expert says. 1 dead, 4 critically wounded and suspect in custody after shooting a cabinet manufacturer in Bryan, Texas. Derek Chauvin trial live coverage, expert says lack of oxygen killed George Floyd. Bartender, customer wounded when bullet rips through wall in second ward shooting. 19-year-old identified as innocent woman killed in wrong-way crash with highly intoxicated driver. Disney announces opening date for Avengers Campus at California Adventure. No Layups podcast guest Amy Dash breaks down the latest legal actions in Deshaun Watson allegations. Katie Sagal, Andy Garcia star in Messy, compelling new drama Rebel on ABC. ABC News special Hope and Desperation, emergency at the border examines immigration, humanitarian crises. Small businesses come together to bring butterfly immersive experience for the community. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. The latest, bad drive and a big number for Spive at Masters. DJ begins Masters defense with sloppy 74 in tough conditions. Blackhawks look to present future and deal with Panthers. Kansas lawmakers close to passing school choice measure. Explainer, why would an expert witness go without pay? Biden seeks a new view of infrastructure, far beyond asphalt. Indiana school voucher expansion rolled back in Senate plan. Mexico expects a constant and growing flow of migrants. Warriors president Rick Welts to leave after this season. Devils set sights on rebuilding in wake of departing talent. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra Extra, is NYC a crime-ridden cesspool or a sexy post-COVID paradise? Brooklyn Public Library has launched Whispering Libraries throughout Brooklyn. Bereaved families who received MTA's $500K COVID death benefit face a hefty tax shock. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. NYC launches care program for long-haul COVID patients. Behold Yayoi Kusuma's spectacular takeover of the NY Botanical Garden. NYPD union warns of sabotage against officers displaying parking placards on personal vehicles. NYC schools change to Case Rule 2 for Case Rule 2 reduce unexpected COVID closures. At mayoral forum hosted by Teachers Union, Yang faces heat from rivals and Ufthead. Early edition, that special feeling when you just miss an offer for 3 months free rent. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. COVID-19 equitable vaccine scheme reaches more than 100 countries and economies. The invisible women in energy, biomass producers who deserve more recognition. Inhumane explosive devices crush lives and end livelihoods, UN chief. Overcoming COVID-19, world leaders must finance a more equal world to beat pandemics. New project to help 30 developing countries tackle marine litter scourge. Helping youth agribusiness keep pace with fast-growing Africa. Migrants left stranded and without assistance by COVID-19 lockdowns. Cost of being honor-bearer sexual violence during communal riots in India. Was Trump's family separation policy torture? The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Biden administration announces plans to curb ghost guns, push red flag legislation. Can blood from young people slow aging? Silicon Valley has bet billions it will. Study, antidepressant drugs in the water making fish cowardly and nervous. Questions about BBC producers' ties to UK intelligence follow Mayday White Helmet's whitewash. What wasn't in Hunter Biden's book, How He Got Unauthorized Secret Service Protection, begged Joe to run for WH to salvage his own reputation and made porn films with prostitutes. Forensic experts prove laptop is president's son's. Biden's equity-focused infrastructure plan seeks to crush single-family zoning. One of Britain's richest men found stabbed to death in his country mansion. Mass vaccination event at Dick's Sporting Goods Park shut down after a number of adverse reactions. Biden's new executive orders could turn a whole lot of gun owners into felons. Officials use COVID to create statewide vehicle surveillance programs run by Wrecker Systems. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Is California home to the most miserable cities in America? Are there 69,420 days until April 20, 1969? Did wheat producers in the 1930s make flour sacks to be fashioned into clothes? New York to offer COVID aid to immigrants excluded earlier. Was bread once used to erase pencil marks? And Beats, groundbreaking comedy writer, dead at 74. Is Hugh Grant's middle name Mungo? Did a CNN poll give Joe Biden a grade of 9.4 out of 10? Florida sues federal government to allow cruises to sail. Reigning Mrs. World arrested over on-stage melee in Sri Lanka. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Video doesn't show but a judge staging bike ride. MLB All-Star lineup, Colorado vs. Georgia. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Are you a Pfizer or Moderna? Inside the absurd vaccine coolness war. Shooting in Bryan, Texas leaves 1 dead and 4 wounded. Pulmonologist, Chauvin's knee on Floyd was taken to having a lung removed. Matt Gaetz releases statement from nameless women defending his honor. Level up your home with our favorite Dyson products. All hell breaks loose when Geraldo asks Black Fox pundit when he's last been in the ghetto. One of Britain's richest aristocrats stabbed to death at his country estate. The hunt is on for rare vintage spirits. Mike Pompeo is now on the Fox News payroll, because of course. Lance Armstrong's son accused of teen sexual assault. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Biden's steps to curb gun deaths are useful, but America has a long way to go. Inside Steve Jobs' unearthly abandoned mansion he demolished. Nev Schulman's wife Laura Perlongo pregnant with baby number 3. New York City's in trouble and other commentary. COVID variants now account for 80% of new cases in NYC. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Snapshot Chandra discovers X-rays from Uranus. First look at the 2024 total solar eclipse. Snapshot, hypergiant star VY Canis Majoris sneezes like Beetlejuice. Who has the right-of-way in space? So far, it's NASA. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. U.S. media overwhelmingly reports negative COVID-19 news. 87% of coverage is negative. Lyrid's meteor shower marks return of shooting stars. Carbon dioxide levels highest they've been in over 3 million years, NOAA. CDC says variant first found in the UK is now the most common strain circulating in the US. Carbon emissions fall 17% worldwide under lockdowns. More contagious COVID variant fuels surge in youth cases. California congressman vaccinates his constituents. Congressman trades in suit coat for lab coat to vaccinate constituents. Just 5 states account for nearly half of all new COVID cases in U.S. Oral COVID-19 vaccine being tested in LA Area Research Center. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Brooklyn candidate repeatedly stretches truth for NYC council run. George Floyd died from lack of oxygen, not drugs or heart disease, two docs testify at Derek Chauvin trial. Bronx's Co-op City could get $100 for building repairs if HUD approves, Schumer, Bauman. One person killed, 4 injured in mass shooting at Texas office complex. Users report significant Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp outages. Johnson & Johnson vaccine site in North Carolina temporarily shuts down after several people have adverse reactions. Beauty pageant clash sends Mrs. World to jail and Mrs. Sri Lanka to the hospital. Former Jets player Philip Adams kills 5, including 2 kids, then himself in South Carolina mass shooting. Gun violence is an epidemic. Biden cracks down on homemade, modified firearms in first gun control action. Cuomo accuser Charlotte Bennett slams pattern of predatory behavior after current staffer details Grove allegation. The following headlines are from military.com. Air Force drops space, cyber for mission statement as Space Force gains momentum. Charles Coolidge, Medal of Honor recipient who fought boldly in World War II, dead at 99. Police, off-duty Pentagon officer fires gun at suspects. Overseas military dependents face longer vaccine wait after millions of doses ruined. Congress to call Marine Commandant to testify on safety lapses after series of fatal accidents. Redesigned brakes and wheels are on the way for B-52 bomber. Pentagon condemns Taliban attack on base housing hundreds of U.S. troops. U.S., Iraq agree American troops should leave, but haven't decided when. Lawmaker blames lack of urgency for sluggish military records processing. Army wants to replace the Cold War Atom missile with a new longer-range tank killer. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Man charged in connection with Lakeshore Drive road rage shooting, toddler showing initial signs of recovery, doctor says. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, daily record of 154,201 COVID-19 vaccine doses administered, 150,000 first dose appointments available next week as state opens eligibility to all 16 and up. Walgreens allowing people awaiting second doses of Pfizer vaccine to reschedule appointments. The Spin, Cook County Democrats endorse legislation Lightfoot opposes Pritzker announces 150,000 new vaccine doses U.S. Rep. Robin Kelly promises stronger Democratic candidate recruitment in GOP strongholds. Cook County Democrats offer symbolic support for elected Chicago School Board, despite Mayor Lori Lightfoot's opposition. Stay-at-home order issued at the University of Chicago as COVID-19 spikes, school eyes linked to fraternity parties, cancels in-person classes. How to try to get a COVID-19 vaccine in Chicago. Here's what you need to know about COVID-19 vaccines in Illinois. U.S. Rep. Robin Kelly, new Illinois Democratic chair, promises stronger candidate recruitment in GOP strongholds. Illinois to make 150,000 first-dose COVID-19 vaccination appointments available next week as eligibility opens to everyone 16 and up. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Paper urges archaeologists and historians to work closely with people who are grappling with racism in public monuments. A discovery that literally changes the textbook. The tuberculosis pathogen releases its toxin by a novel protein transport system. Mountain growth influences greenhouse effect. New method offers insights into tension sensitivity of potassium channels. Can a 3D printed beetle model simulate the real thing? Scientists' findings suggest corals will withstand climate change. Solar and wind power could mitigate conflict in Northeast Africa. Dogs act jealously even when they don't see their rival. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, April 8th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. The Science of Taylor Swift and Other Improbable Stories. How to Save Planet Earth. E equals mc2. What does Einstein's most famous equation mean? There might be remnants of an ancient planet buried inside Earth. Yup. The 25 best CBD oils for sale. 25 best CBD oils to buy right now. Proven reviews, scam complaints or Nutravesta Proven weight loss pills work? Nutrisystem reviews, new 2021 menu, meal plans for men and promo codes. The myth of negative calorie foods. Iceland's new eruption picks up the pace. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Gray takes no-hitter into 7th, Rockies beat D-backs, 7-3. California plans $536 for forests before wildfire season. Former U.S. Open champ Stevens in Volvo car open quarters. Man linked to 5 killings in 2 states makes court appearance. Reform access to Washington's behavioral health services. Sick of school board inaction? Step up. U.S. suicides dropped last year, defying pandemic expectations. Tigers say Federer returning for upcoming trip. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Highway 1 in Big Sur to reopen 2 months early after massive slide. Defrocked U.S. priest accused of child abuse in East Timor. Breaking, 6 people injured in shooting in Bryan, Texas. Fleeing the city, here's what new homeowners are looking for in suburbia. Who was ex-49er, Raider Philip Adams, identified as killer of 5 in South Carolina. COVID, country's worldwide hit new case, death toll records. Bay Area TV sports, what to watch over the weekend. Real estate, new plans emerge for downtown San Jose towers next to BART. Number of kids alone at the border at record high in March. COVID-19 vaccines encouraged but not required at Cal State University's next fall. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Southwest to recall flight attendants before summer season. David Armstrong, co-founder of Race to the Sky, dies at 100. Senate approves bill requiring just cause eviction. California Highway 1 to reopen by April 1st, agency says. Police, 3 killed in Baltimore shootings in under 24 hours. Maine police using fentanyl tests to curb opioid epidemic. Nicaragua slowly begins vaccinations for people over 60. Bryan, Texas, shooting, multiple people wounded. Howard Weitzman, lawyer for Jackson, Bieber, DeLorean, dies. D.C. appeals court upholds city ban on Proud Boys leader Henry Enrique Tarrio. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Republicans are poised to gerrymander their way back to the majority. Pro-cop PAC tried to fundraise by blaming George Floyd for his own death. Howard Dean pushes Biden to oppose generic COVID-19 vaccines for developing countries. Rep. Veronica Escobar, Stephen Miller should be behind bars for role in Trump immigration policy. A big new idea to end the border crisis. Hunger strikers win historic relief fund for undocumented New York workers, with strings attached. Months after Biden promised to end support for Yemen war, Congress still has no details. Law students denounce Chevron's law firm over Stephen Donziger case. Brazilian Congress setting up corporations to cut COVID-19 vaccine line. NYPD Goon Squad manual teaches officers to violate protesters' rights. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, April 8, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Endophytic fungi as promising producers of bioactive small molecules. Acrylamide derivatives for the treatment of rheumatoid arthritis. Novel diarylamides as orally active diuretics targeting urea transporters. How did 500 species of a fish form in a lake? Dramatically different body clocks. IU School of Medicine researchers develop blood test for depression, bipolar disorder. Graphene, everything under control. Artificial intelligence could crack the language of cancer and Alzheimer's. FSU engineering researchers visualize the motion of vortices in superfluid turbulence. New Forest Service assessment delivers research on invasive species. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. And Beats, original SNL writer and Square Pegs creator, dies at 74. For White Sox fans at rain-soaked home opener, it's World Series or bust. Man gets 15 years in prison for selling heroin to undercover officer in Aurora. Start of White Sox home opener delayed to 5:20 p.m. Alderman move to prevent parade permit infighting. New roles, new expectations for Bulls Lowry Markkanen and Kobe White. Former student burned down Naperville martial arts studio, prosecutors say. The Nevers, on HBO's ambitious fantasy series, women's supernatural gifts just keep on giving. Authorities release names of couple killed in Hammond murder-suicide. Downtown tower rising along South Canal almost complete. The feed from the Riverfront Times St. Louis has been removed for putting advertisements in its news RSS feed. Arrest made in killing of Maya Fleming, 7, and father. 5 great St. Louis Cardinals moments for opening day pre-gaming. 2021's best psychic reading sites for phone call, online chat, and live video readings. iFool reviews, does iFool chip OBD2 work or scam? Fire chicken brings the heat with a twist on Korean cuisine. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Sunday's Detroit Music Awards will include Suzi Quatro, a Motown salute by Paul Stanley's Soul Station. Michigan man arrested after allegedly driving to Ohio nuclear power plant and claiming to have a bomb. Detroit must stop processing recreational marijuana business licenses for now, judge orders. The best weed detox kits that work, top-rated brands. Bill Proctor and MT's Dave Mesri discuss the case of Ray Gray on WDET. OMFG, there are 2 Van Gogh events coming to Detroit. Here's all the info you need so you can stop emailing us about the confusion. Atwater Brewery offers shot and a beer promotion to encourage COVID-19 vaccinations. Clutchback Group joins effort to legalize weed after Zoom call with Snoop Dogg. Albion College offers reward following discovery of racist graffiti in campus building. Eric Church announces 2022 concerts in Detroit and Grand Rapids. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, April 8, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Please get vaccinated, don't take horse dewormer. Best virtual bets, Bruce Lee, Cave People, and Lions in Tel Aviv. Upcoming Houston food events, zero waste dishes and a boozy sip and stroll. Brightwire brings it all together for new album. Abbott blasts Biden for alleged abuse at migrant youth shelter before investigation begins. Nike suspends sponsorship of Texans QB Deshaun Watson, updated. For better and, mostly, worse, Rockets all in on youth movement. Discovery Green opens revitalized play space. Musical comic Matt Griffo leads a night of tunes, visual art and humor at Studio Regina. Houston Concert Watch 4/7, Jaco Pierce, Mike Donnell and more. The next headlines are about world records making news. World record Super Mario Bros. Run of 4:54 achieved, finally breaking the 4:55 barrier, Nintendo enthusiast. Watch model train play classical music medley with glasses, CNN. Video, Surrey singer hits world's lowest female note after ridiculous ordeal to set record, Surrey now leader, Surrey now leader. Dr. Shailesh Thakur makes world record, big news network. Army captain sets women's world record for mile run in a bomb disposal suit, Fox 5 DC. 2 sports, a fast time and some questions, The New York Times. The new world record elk holder tells the story of his hunt, Outdoor Life magazine. Dr. Shailesh Thakur makes world record for publishing maximum books, Ani News. Saudi Arabia's second PV tender draws world record low bid of $0.0104 kWh, PV Magazine International. Texas woman cuts off her 24-foot nails after breaking Guinness World Record, USA Today. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Pinterest makes moves to be the least hellacious hellhole online. Scientists finally figured out a way to make natural cyan blue food coloring. Leak of a reported 500 million profiles actually very boring, LinkedIn assures users. 11 Apple Watch apps you need to install ASAP. Goodbye, Asteroid Bennu, it's been real. There's now a tiny washing machine to clean your wax-encrusted earbuds. Bolsonaro oversaw a Connecticut-sized chunk of deforestation in the Amazon last year. The 10 best deals of April 8, 2021. Brazil's President mocks claims he's genocidal while doing nothing about COVID-19 killing 4,000 people a day. This $47,500 watch contains a tiny moon. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Kayes in Mali at 114.8 degrees Fahrenheit or 46 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Concordia in Antarctica at minus 93.1 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 69.5 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Apple, Epic Games lay out detailed arguments for upcoming legal battle. The Apple Watch Series 6 is down to its lowest price yet today. Lenovo's gaming phone has an extreme dual fan cooling system. Why some investors are excited about Ryan Cohen as GameStop's next chairman. T-Mobile 5G home internet, $60 a month, 100 megabits per second speeds, and no data cap. Twitch takes additional steps to punish off-Twitch user harassment. SpaceX landed a rocket on a boat 5 years ago, it changed everything. Best Buy takes aim at Amazon Prime with its own membership program. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Abbott slammed for claim Biden threatening Second Amendment rights hours before Texas mass shooting. JetBlue facing boycott after breaking pledge and donating to Republican to try to overturn election. Manhunt in Texas after 6 shot at cabinet factory, report. Confederate flag-carrying Capitol insurrectionist hit with more federal charges. Republicans wage war against U.S. children. MSNBC panelists stunned as new details emerge. The bar has sunk so low after trumpets buried in the ground for Matt Gaetz. Union alleges Amazon pressured USPS to install an illegal ballot drop box for election, report. Here's why Noam Chomsky is surprised by Joe Biden's presidency. Matt Gaetz is in deep, deep trouble, legal experts say the Florida man is toast. Key member of Robert Mueller's Russia probe brought in to aid Manhattan DA's probe of Trump's businesses. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Yesterday was World Health Day. Here are 3 unconventional recharge health tips. U.S. gun violence is an international embarrassment, Biden says. One important lesson from the HIV epidemic: optimism is a powerful public health weapon. How HBO helped the guy hosting QAnon dodge a serious accusation. Facebook says it takes down hate speech. A new lawsuit says they're lying. Will the public ever get a full accounting of Trump's disastrous COVID response? Trump put a right-wing radio host in charge of a national park. Emails show the chaos that ensued. Can a pipeline firm defy a governor's orders? Gretchen Whitmer is about to find out. Republicans say the Georgia law wasn't designed to suppress voting. Don't believe them. HIV is on the loose in West Virginia, and so is a moral panic about needle exchanges. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. SETI pioneer Dan Wertheimer to receive Drake Award, UC Berkeley. Company on a quest for kosher bacon raises $24 million for its lab-grown fat, Fortune. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. NervGen Pharma reports 2020 year-end results 2021 to 2004-08 press releases, Stockhouse. Neuromorphic Computing Market 2021 to 2026 Research Report, latest industry status and future growth outlook. Leading players, IBM, Samsung Electronics, Intel Corporation, HRL Laboratories, KSU The Sentinel Newspaper, KSU The Sentinel Newspaper. All you need to know about NAC Plus 4 infusions, with Prime 4 Hydration and Wellness of St. George, iNews. A critical period that shapes neuronal motor circuits, Nature.com. Study finds brain regions respond to familiar and unfamiliar music, even without musical training, Medical Express. Full text, intracerebral hemorrhage and depression IJGM, Dove Medical Press. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, April 8, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. UFOs sighted near Minuteman Missile Silos, Gulf Launch Facility, 1965. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, April 8, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved. Instagram,